Welcome to Fix and Fly, the business podcast, which identifies common business issues for you to watch out for in your day-to-day business life. So tune in every fortnight where we speak to leaders of corporates to SMEs where you can implement their strategies into your business. I'm your host, Larissa Logan from Fixity, where we help turn businesses around. Hi Mike, welcome to the Fix and Fly podcast.
Thanks for having me.
So I'm super passionate about the construction sector, which is why I've invited you on today.
Yep.
Can you tell our listeners a little bit about yourself?
We're a residential building company based in Auckland. We're a team of 10. We've been around 9 years and kind of started off with just me and a few others. It's been a bit of a journey for us and a few hard lessons here and there. But yeah, we're trying to stay afloat in this industry at the moment with the way things are.
Where do you see the construction sector at the moment? What does the market look like?
It's tough, really, really tough. I've seen a few companies shut up shop recently, even in the last year. It's just really competitive and just a hard market to crack, and also to justify kind of our costs. It's kind of hard to, put that forward to the client that you're potentially talking to.
So a lot of businesses that I deal with on a day-to-day basis don't understand a lot of their costs. Like if we use labour for an example, right? They might say, I'm charging Johnny out at $45 an hour.
Yeah.
He costs me $28. I think I'm covered.
Yeah.
What do you think of that concept?
Oh, it comes down to structures and your processes and everything, your systems and stuff that you have to have in place. I was definitely there back in the day when I first started. Obviously, I was on the tools, so I was making my wage on the tools. But when you grow and become, I guess, a business owner and you're running a business, you need to make that wage off the tools, because I'm not on the on site every day, every hour. But I've still got to make a wage and make sure the company's running, and obviously we're efficient and effective for our clients.
Yeah.
And if you want an efficient company that's going to run smoothly, especially for your clients, then you're going to have costs and overheads that you need to cover.
Exactly. And that's where I'm seeing them fall down. So they're not including things like employers' KiwiSaver, which it could be like plus 3%, ACC levies, ECST tax, all of those things on top of the actual labour charge out rate, right?
Yeah.
And then that quite quickly will move from $45 to X.
Oh, yeah, massive. And then you got those GST bills that come through, provisional tax that comes through. And if you don't have that set aside, or you just think, I'm making this wage as we're going, and it's all sitting in the bank, and then it's like, bang, 13, 15K of tax. Yeah. It can very quickly derail you.
Yeah.
Yeah, you've got margins, obviously, that you've got to cover and kind of hit. Like you've got a gross profit, net profit that, 5-6 years ago, I had no clue what any of that was, to know my turnover, to know my overheads. So I'm actually quite surprised at where we are now from where I was. But that's, like I say, that was part of the journey. But yeah, you've got to have that buffer on top of your hourly wage that kind of keeps the company, to survive.
Any learnings that you've had over the last 9 years around how to stay on top of those?
We forecast now and budget ahead, budget the year ahead for us, and we forecast, 12, 13 week forecasts to plan ahead, and you kind of know what your cash flow is. But then once you know that, then you know your margins. So you have to make, X amount of margin off your materials or subcontractors. And then you also know your labour margin. The labour margin is surprisingly higher than the others. So if you're making a 15% margin overall, that's only a 15% gross profit, say, give or take, depending on your overheads. Which then depletes your net profit as well, obviously. So it's, I think once you're aware of kind of how much you need to make to keep the company alive, and then how much you need, or kind of what you want in the end of the financial year amount, and that's kind of what you base off, and then you work backwards from there. Because, like I say, back in the day, I was kind of working weekly, fortnightly, but then getting 2 monthly invoices out, and going, sweet, all this money's in, then it's gone out straight away because you owe all these other people. Yeah. So it's a big learning curve. But I'd say kind of set what you want to take home, and then what the company should be making, and then kind of work back from there. And that kind of gives you your base.
And have you had advisors help you?
Yeah, definitely. So, I've done courses last 3, possibly 4 years. And before that, I was just running around like a headless chook, like just like I say, surviving, being a builder, I guess, not a business owner.
Yeah.
And now at the moment, I'm probably doing 3 or 4 business courses. I've had business mentors.
Amazing.
And just kind of get people around me that want to help, but just give you like proper advice.
Yeah.
Because I mean, like I say, I'm a builder. End of the day, I didn't study at uni. I didn't study anything about business, so you kind of learn on the fly. But then, you definitely need people around you to give you advice, and you've got to look for it as well. No one's going to come and help you out if you're not looking for it. Otherwise, you're on your own.
So where are you doing these business courses or tapping into business mentors?
I got my business mentor through Master Builders.
Okay.
They put something out and I just applied for it, and then ended up getting a guy, Amos, who was a great help. So we met monthly. And then we also work alongside ProTrade, or work with ProTrade United, who are Aussie-based construction or trade-based coaching setup. I've been with them for 4 years. And that's just been kind of a game changer for me. So that started from you're learning about everything with business, marketing, sales, the numbers, the financial side, and it's just lumped into 1 year, and you do it monthly. And then I've kind of just transitioned through the years and now into like a master's program now. But a lot of learnings through that. And it's just kind of setting up the business, how a business should be set up, not just like I say, a builder and one man in a van sort of setup.
Yeah, and I think it's so important what you're doing. It would be so great if we actually had that at the start of your career when you're an apprentice.
I was about
What's
to
your
say,
view on that?
I was about to say it should be part of the apprenticeship program. They should teach you that stuff, or at least give you an insight to it. Because it's one thing building, but then a lot of apprentices get qualified and go, I'm a builder now. I'm going to go start my own thing. Obviously, some do great and do really well. But I mean, I don't know the numbers, but I think a lot of guys kind of end up going back to just being a builder because, they think they're away, buy their vans and, tick up things and kind of look the part. But then the reality comes into place when you're not making the money you should be to cover all those costs. But it should definitely be a part of the apprenticeship plan.
Yeah, I think that's a great idea because what I see is exactly what you've explained. They see their boss earning heaps of cash and they think, I want to be him. Yeah, heaps. And then with these big margins and the Ford Ranger, and then they try to do it, but they don't have that business experience or the business mentor or even knowing who to ask for help.
Yeah.
And then, we've seen a significant amount of construction sector failures in the last 12 months. It's really tough out there. Yeah.
I think, like I say, you've got to be looking for it. Like no one's going to come and hand you, like a piece of paper saying you've made it. You've actually got to go out, seek advice, go through different avenues. Like Master Builders, they always are offering to, help you out and things. And then it's just a matter of following through with it.
Yeah. So tapping into the membership bodies to kind of get that support.
And our accountant's great. He does that's another course we do. So we do a business leaders course with them.
Oh yeah. Who's that?
Nick Bixley, so Robertson and Bixley down in Papakura.
Awesome.
Actually got a leaders dinner tonight with them, but it's just again small businesses that we meet quarterly, get together, have a dinner, and then we go into a session the next day.
Yeah.
And again, they just kind of give you advice and kind of just setting up one-page business plans and things that I had no clue about 3-4 years ago.
Yeah.
And then you're kind of setting goals, setting targets, kind of where you want to be in 10, 15 years. But it's always kind of like I say, planning forward and then coming back from there.
Yeah.
And kind of setting up to, make that target or where you want to be in those years ahead.
And what has the impact been on the business since you've started this kind of growth and learning about business and growing a business?
Yeah. For me, I think it's confidence. Setting up a company and being confident what we can provide and the services we can offer. And then also being confident in our numbers. So we used to, you get the classic I can get it cheaper down the road, and you'd end up dropping price because you think you're too expensive.
Yeah.
Or your margins are too high, so you end up dropping margins. But then you get in trouble and, so I think it's just being confident in where we are and how we run our company and how we run our sites, and kind of again what you offer We're not going to be the cheapest around, but then we'll probably be the most efficient around because the way we've set up our systems and processes on site now. And if I'm confident, it trickles down to the team, and then the team's confident. They all know where we're going, what we're trying to achieve. And I guess that's another part of the business kind of side of it. Like we do team coaching now quarterly as well with our accountant, Nick Fixity. So the team's all involved. They can see all that business side. They know where we want to be in 15, 20 years.
It's really awesome.
Yeah, and they all have a say. It's not me being the owner. We're not owner-led. It's kind of a team-led culture that we want to create and give them opportunities to be. And so in saying that also, I'll give Nick Pixie another shout out with that leaders group that we have quarterly, that we've got a session tomorrow. We can have a +1. So we always take one of the team, and it's always someone different just to give an insight of the business side of things.
Yeah.
But again, we were kind of looking for it. We're open-minded, and you've got to, take your chances where you can.
I just wanted to tap into what you said earlier about you might not be the cheapest. So how do you have, it is hugely competitive out there. How do you have these conversations with potential customers who are saying, I've received a quote, they're X amount less, can you match it?
I think it's, again, knowing your numbers and knowing where you need to be. I don't go in straight away saying we're not going to be the cheapest, but I kind of go in kind of telling them what we offer, and like the softwares that you can track day to day, so they can see the financial side of things literally each night, because we input our timesheets. The subby invoices go into the software, material invoices go into software daily, so it's like a live track, and there's just a dial, so we kind of offer all that.
What is the software?
Builder Price.
Okay.
Yeah,
cool.
There's a few around, but we're using Builder Price at the moment. It's really good for us. It works, and it's just great for live tracking. It gives you your actual costs, your charge up cost, and then your quoted cost, so you can kind of see everything very easily.
Yeah.
We're trying to build things to make things super streamlined for clients, so it's just easy. We have, we're trying to utilize AI. We've got Calendly invites that go out, so they fill out a questionnaire on the website. We always point them to the website. It's all automated. Once they fill out the questionnaire, they get a Calendly invite, and then they pick a time that suits, that links to my calendar and so and so. So it's just all those little things that just kind of hopefully makes it easier for the client. And once they see that early, and then what we offer, it's just should be really easy for the client to just do a project with us.
You guys are also implementing a whole lot of tech to just make you more efficient, right?
Yep, exactly.
But I think what that also shows to the customer is you're a legit setup.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
You guys are the business. You're going to do a good job. You've got all the back office tools and processes to kind of show that you're a good quality business.
Yeah. I guess, you got to sell yourself a bit as well, and you've got to look the part, but you've also got to back it up. Again, going back to where I was, 5-6 years ago, I had a website that just had a page saying website coming soon for 3 years. I had it there with my number on it. And then finally got a website done.
So talk to me around how are you managing this kind of increase in fuel costs at the moment? You're obviously getting your suppliers sending you increases.
Yep.
And you have to make the tough decision, do I on-charge this, do I absorb it? How do you make that decision?
Kind of the way we work and have always worked is just kind of hourly basis with margins on materials and subbies, and this is all open book.
Yeah.
So they get obviously all our invoices and everything, timesheets are all there for the client to see. So the costs, increase of costs going at the moment get charged on, but we did have a quote recently that we didn't get the project because it was too much. They had a budget of 1.5, it sat around 2.1. But I had a conversation about costs and, do we take the hit of, petrol or delivery charges that are going up, material pricing going up. And I said, I don't know, because I don't know, to be honest. It's we'll take a hit on some stuff because it's understandable, but then also we have, like I say, our costs that we have to cover. If we're covering, the guys have fuel cards, if we're covering $30 extra a week per vehicle, then that adds up. So what happens there? But then obviously the client doesn't want to take it on either. So it's a bit of a juggle. And I think, again, it goes back to being open and honest and just having those real conversations with people and kind of making it like a meeting in the middle, I guess.
Yeah.
Obviously, they've got budgets and numbers that they have to stick to.
Yeah.
And if they're getting lending from banks and stuff, it's
Yeah.
the hard conversations that you've got to have.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, like I say, we've got live tracking day to day of where our costs are on jobs as well. So you can see, and then like I say, all it has on builder price is just a speed dial, and it forecasts if you're going to overrun, if you're over budget or anything. So it's all there, easy to track. So yeah, you can see it all, and the client has access to that as well.
Yeah.
So like I say, it's all open, and yeah.
What's the scariest thing about being in construction right now?
Workflow is the scariest thing. The bitsiness of it. We've priced 5 or 6 recently in the last couple of months. Haven't got any of them for different reasons, mostly cost. A few are going to group home builders just because their pricing is locked. But it kind of depends what people want. But yeah, it's just the workflow at the moment. And it's kind of those conversations like what's going to happen with pricing, is it going to go up anymore? What's going to happen in Iran? I don't know.
And yeah, what's kind of your what's your, like if we look back last year, what was your pipeline kind of time frame?
Yeah, we were humming last 2-3 years. We've been good. Haven't had a break. We've had really good jobs on all in our kind of areas that we want to be working. Great clients. And then now probably December, we lost one due to the rain and flooding over the summer. They were going to put their money into drainage at the back of their property instead of doing their little project. And then that kind of really started the roll. And then, like I say, we've missed out on these ones that I was quite confident on a couple of them. We had good conversations. We met with them a few times. And then it's, now we've in talks with a few others now, which again, good jobs, but then it comes down to that pricing and the unknown of what's going to happen in 3-6 months. Yeah. Is it going to go up or not?
Yeah, exactly. And that means that someone else has taken on this work, and are they actually making any margin?
Yeah, and that's a scary thing. And you get to I don't know, I'd love us all to sit down around the table and just have a chat and see where we are and what margins are what, and who's, what's hourly rates, and, who's covering what everyone is covering of their company and business. Obviously you can't. We've got good network with builders, and that's how at the moment we've kind of got a good group that, they've helped us out there. We're helping them out, and just bounce guys around just to keep that flow going. Yeah. And that's really important, having that kind of good builder network of good mates. I guess it doesn't go into competition, whereas it used to be the old school mentality, I'm busy when you're not. So I think going back into that open and honest conversation with people, but it's really, really tough at the moment.
I think a lot of people are taking on the work just to get the cash in the door. Yeah. And they the calculation around margin almost doesn't even play into it. Yeah. Because they've got financing costs they have to meet. Yep. They've got mortgage repayments. Yep. Wages. Yeah, like I said before, there's a few companies that have gone shut up shop for different reasons. But it does come down to margins and, your overheads, and if you've got offices or you're leasing things, you still need to pay mortgages, the family at home. And if it's not survivable, if you can't survive with what you're making or your margins, then kind of what's the point as well? And I've always said to our team, we have these jobs, we're pricing these, and then if we don't get them, we tell them, and we, give the reasons why. But then I always say, we're not going to give up. We're going to keep trying, and we're not going to slow up on things. And we're also not going to drop our margins or price, because what we offer is, I believe, is a good service. Yeah. And we kind of can't drop down to 10% margin. And if we did, no point. No. I keep telling them I'd rather not work. No, we might as well you can go and do something else, right?
We might as well go have fun somewhere or something, Yeah. But I don't want to get into the conversations with people of dropping price. I'd rather, like I say, just not work or go work for someone else. Yeah. Because what's the point? It's too stressful otherwise.
Yeah. And then how about labour? having the right staff, the right team, so you're not having to go back and do rework and all of that type of stuff. How important is that? And what are some top tips that you can give to other business owners around how they can get the right staff?
Yeah, I love our team. Our team's awesome. Like, we've built it to where we are today. Everyone on board is like bought into what we're trying to do. Even if we've had guys join 6 months ago, and their level of, or their standard that they've brought into the company is just top notch. Like, they know where we want to be, and they've just kind of lifted it more, which is kind of hard. I think it's quite hard to find people like that buy in straight away.
Yeah.
But for us, we have structures and systems in place that kind of, well, obviously mistakes happen. I'm not going to say that we're perfect. But we have checklists in the morning that we go through. What's happening? What's everyone doing? Are there any deliveries, any subbies coming on? Everyone knows what's going on. We've got, again, going to softwares, we have like upload all the plans and specs. If there's products that we don't know or haven't used before, all the materials there to show them how to install it or what to do with the product. And then we do checklists at the end of the day as well. So you kind of know what you've done and then what you're rolling into tomorrow. So it's just, again, efficiencies. And everyone on site should know what they're doing. And if someone, say the foreman's sick, they still know what they're doing the next day because it's all there written on the whiteboard or in our Trello that we use and Builder Price and other things. So it's just, again, like an open book for everyone, but it's all the information is there. It's not all in my head or the foreman's head, because that's what I used to do. It used to be all in my head.
Yeah.
And you're
having
running
good
around.
Process and structure.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. I think that's the most important thing, and that's what builds culture too. If you're giving confidence to the team, they're going to be confident in what they do.
Yeah, no, that's awesome. And what are you most hopeful for in the sector in the next 12 months?
We're going away from the competitiveness of like the trade. I used to be, like I said before, very competitive, like, dog eats dog kind of world. I like where we're going with everyone is trying to be better, and there's questions being asked. I had a conversation with a mate yesterday, like, what softwares do you use? What's your margins? Just having open conversations so we're all in the same boat. I think the way we're heading, everyone is getting on the same page and wanting to be better every day. Hopefully in sort of the next 6-9 months that we're back up again and the industry's running smoothly and everyone's happy.
Yeah.
That's the way I'd love to see it, but who knows? If we can just, again, going back to the open and honest conversations with the whole trade, and kind of being all on the same page and all standing behind each other going forward and all helping each other, then that's a great place to be.
Yeah, I think that sounds like the ultimate. A lot of the stuff that I've talked to you about today, these business owners could implement into their business pretty easily, to be honest, and it would really help them understand, have visibility, process structure, improve efficiencies. And if you could give some advice to some of the young guys coming through, what would the one piece of advice be? Don't
think you know it all. I thought I used to know it all when I was first qualified, and seek advice. Like, there's so many people out there to help. I always say to others, I'm here to help. Like, if you want to chat, just ring me and I'll chat through anything. Again, open and honest. But you just don't pretend to be someone you're not. Like, just, keep an open mind. Reach out for help. Everyone's here to support you. Just be who you are. Don't be someone who you're trying to be or you want to be, because it never works out.
Awesome. Well, that's a great way to end this. I really appreciate your open and honest feedback on the podcast. I think it's going to be super useful for people operating in this space, which is challenging at the moment.
Yeah, definitely.
But really great to see that, we're both hopeful that we'll see an improvement in the sector in the coming 12 months. Yeah. And just wish you all the best in the future.
Thank you. Yeah, I think thanks for having me, and I think just stay positive like we're trying to be.
Yeah.
Stay above the line mentality is what I'd say, rather than below the line. No blame or anything like that. So, stay positive, and thanks for having me. It's been fun.
Thank you. Thank you so much for watching this episode. If you enjoy the Fix and Fly podcast, make sure you like, comment and subscribe, and share with anyone you think will find this useful. We look forward to seeing you next time.